Hello everyone, this side Manisha Mishra, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Applied Science Department at Central News Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. This college is affiliated to Mahar Dayanand University, Rohtak. Today I will discuss the topic of second order linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Right, so in your syllabus, there is a second order linear differential equation with variable constant. Right, for the solution of variable constant, I will discuss first I have to discuss the solution of the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Right, so let's see if, in our previous session, I told you what is linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and also told you linear differential equation with variable coefficient, right? So today we will see the solution of the constant coefficient. Then in our next session, I will discuss linear differential equation with variable coefficient, right? So let's start it. So now solution of the linear differential equation with constant coefficient, right? So d2y upon dx2 plus p dy upon dx plus qy is equal to r. This is our equation 1, where p and q are constant and p is a function of x or constant. So for the solution of this equation, so your complete solution is equal to complementary function plus particular integral, right? So complementary function plus particular integral, that is your complete solution. But if r means right hand side is equal to 0, then we don't need to find particular integral. Our complementary function is our complementary function is the final complete solution, right? If in equation 1 r is equal to 0, then y is equal to 2, complementary function will be the complete solution, right? So method for finding the complementary function: d2y upon dx2 plus p dy upon dx plus qy is equal to r. So for the complementary function, r will be 0. So d2y upon dx2 plus p dy upon dx plus qy is equal to 0. So d2y plus p dy, I told you that notation: d upon dx you can write capital D, d2 upon dx2 you can write d square. So d2 d square y plus p dy plus qy is equal to 0. D square plus pd plus q of y is equal to 0. Now to solve this quadratic equation, this is your quadratic equation, second order. So we will discuss only the second order here, right? So to solve this quadratic equation, you need to put d is equal to m and you will get an auxiliary equation, right? When you put d is equal to m, then m square plus pm plus q is equal to 0. That solution cannot be 0, because we will get a solution here. So this bracket m square plus pm plus q always be 0. So this equation is called an auxiliary equation. So in each and every question you will make an auxiliary equation, right? So this is your auxiliary equation. Now next, okay, wait. Now, solve the auxiliary equation. So, for the solution of the auxiliary equation, you have 3 to 4 cases, right? So, case first is roots are real and distinct, means different roots. So, if you are solving a quadratic equation, then you will get only 2 roots here. So, if m1 and m2 are the roots, we are considering just m1 and m2 are the roots of the quadratic equation, right? Then CF is equal to y is equal to c1 e to the power m1x plus c2 e to the power m2x. So you will just write solution c1 e to the power m1x plus c2 e to the power m2x, right? Now there is an example here. Solve this equation. So there you can see right hand side is equal to 0. That means our complementary function will be the final solution. right? So given equation can be written as d square minus 8d plus 15 of y is equal to 0. So first you will make an auxiliary equation. So m square minus 8m plus 15 is equal to 0. We can see that this is the quadratic equation. So for the solution you will choose the roots. So 15 can be divided 5 into 3. So 5 into 3 is 15. 5 plus 3 is the 8. So m is common. So m minus 5 minus 3 is common. M minus 5 is equal to 0. M minus 5, M minus 3 is equal to 0. So you are getting two roots, 3 and 5. Both are distinct and real, right? So M1 is equal to 3, M2 is equal to 5. So final solution case 1 will be applicable here. So y is equal to C1 e to the power M1x plus C2 e to the power M2x. So write the value of M1, M2. Y is equal to C1 e to the power 3x plus C2 e to the power 5x, right? Now case second, when roots are real and equal, if both the roots are m1 and m1, then what will be the solution? So y is equal to cf is equal to c1 plus x c2 e to the power m1x, right? So solve d2y upon dx2 minus 6dy upon dx plus 9y is equal to 0. So given equation can be written as d square minus 6d plus 9 of y is equal to 0. So first you will make an auxiliary equation. So m square minus 6m plus 9 is equal to 0. This is your auxiliary equation. Now this is your quadratic equation. To solve this equation, you can see a square plus b square minus 2ab is equal to 0. So m minus 3 whole square is equal to 0. So you are getting m is equal to 3 and 3. So these two roots are real and equal. If these two roots are real and equal, then you will apply second rule. So second rule is c1 plus x c2 e to the power mx. So mx m1 means 3x, right? So guys, there are two more questions here. So you will solve three questions here, and you will solve all these questions, and answer is also here. So just try to solve these questions, right? Case third, when roots are imaginary, that means roots is type of m1 is equal to a plus minus iota b. Imaginary means there will be a iota here, right? So complementary function is equal to y is equal to e to the power ax. That means this part, this is the real part. So real part you will write e to the power ax, and imaginary part you will write c1 cos bx plus c2 sin bx for the imaginary part, plus minus iota b. As in complex number, I told you e to the power I theta cos theta plus I sin theta. So plus minus iota b, so cos bx plus c2 sin bx, right? So this is your imaginary root solution, right? So there is an example, d2y upon dx2 plus mu square y is equal to 0. So we can write it d square plus mu square of y is equal to 0, and auxiliary equation will be m square plus mu square is equal to 0. M square is equal to minus mu square. If minus 1 is getting, then you will write minus 1 as iota square, because iota square is equal to minus 1. So always we will put minus 1 as iota square, right? So m square is equal to iota square mu square. So m is equal to plus minus iota mu. So a plus minus iota b, when you will compare, then you will get a is equal to 0 and b is equal to mu. So just write the value here. So cf is equal to y is equal to e to the power 0x c1 cos mu x plus c2 sin mu x. You can write it c1 cos mu x plus c2 sin mu x. This is your final answer, right? So these are very easy questions. Now there is an question here, so you will solve this question. Now second part is particular integral. So we will calculate our particular integral, and for the particular integral our right hand side does not equal to 0. That means r can never be 0, right? So rules to find particular integral. So this is our linear differential equation with variable coefficient. So r is equal to fx does not equal to 0. So just we can write it d square plus pd plus q of y is equal to r is equal to fx. So now we can see here FD, function of D. So function of D is only D square plus PD plus Q. This is the function of D. So we can write it F of D. Now, for particular integral, case 1 is here. So case 1 is when R is equal to e to the power ax. That means when R is equal to fx is equal to e to the power ax. So our particular integral is equal to 1 upon fd e to the power ax is equal to 1 upon fa e to the power ax. That means what is he doing here? What just we are doing, replaced d by a only. If your e to the power ax is in the right hand side, so you will replace d by a for the particular integral. But there is a condition here. There is condition is provided fa does not equal to 0. That means if you when you put d is equal to a, so that denominator will never be 0. If denominator you are getting denominator 0, that means case fails. And if the case when the case fails, then what will you do? You will do, if fa is equal to 0, then 1 upon fd e to the power ax, you will write x into 1 upon f dash d e to the power ax. Then again you will put d is equal to a here, right? So if your case fails, then multiply by x and differentiate with respect to d. After that you will put d is equal to a, again provided f dash is equal to does not equal to 0, right? So if you are getting again f dash a is equal to 0, then what will you do next? You will do again multiply by x. So x square 1 upon f double dash d e to the power ax. That means when you put when you get denominator again and again 0, then you will apply these follow the same step by the you will repeat your process again and again, right? So x square 1 upon f double dash a e to the power x, again provided f double dash a does not equal to 0. This is here f double dash a does not equal to 0. Here also f dash a does not equal to 0, right? Now there is an example here. So d2y upon dx2 plus 6 dy upon dx plus 9y is equal to e to the power 5x. So d square plus 6d plus 9 of y is equal to e to the power 5x. So auxiliary equation, first you will calculate your CF, then you will calculate particular integral. If right hand side does not equal to 0, then you will solve both of the points, right? So d square plus 6d plus m, so auxiliary equation will be your m square plus 6m plus 9 and m plus 3 whole square a square plus b square plus 3ab. So m plus 3 whole square is equal to 0. M is equal to minus 3 minus 3. So CF is equal to C1 e to the power minus 3x. Because which one case applicable? Both roots are real and equal. So second case will be applicable. So C1 e to the power minus 3x plus x C2 e to the power minus 3x, right? So for the particular integral, you need to calculate FD. So your FD is d square plus 6d plus 9. So you can see here pi is equal to 1 upon fd into r. R means right hand side. So right hand side is e to the power 5x. Okay. There is a mistake here. Here e to the power 3x is here. Okay, right. So whatever it is, but method will be same. So 1 upon f d 5 into e to the power 3x. 1 upon d square plus 6d plus 9 5 into e to the power 3x, right? So 5 is outside, so take outside and put d is equal to 3 here. So we are applying this case, right? For the particular integral case 1. So 1 upon 3 square plus 6 into 3 plus 9 e to the power 3x. Just solve this. So 5 upon 36 e to the power 3x. So this is our final answer, right? There is another question here. So you will solve this question. First to find auxiliary CF, auxiliary equation, then complementary function. Then for PI, you will put D is equal to 1. And then your complete solution will be CF plus PI. So just write your answer. Now there is another example, d2y upon dx2 minus 3dy upon dx plus 2y is equal to e to the power 3x. So first what we will do, just find complementary function. So for complementary function, auxiliary equation, then we are getting two roots, m is equal to 1 and 2, real and distinct. So cf is equal to c1 e to the power x plus c2 e to the power 2x. Now this is our complementary function. So for the pi, 1 upon d square minus 3d plus 2, so to the power 3x. So put d is equal to 3 if your fa does not equal to 0. So yeah, we are getting fa does not equal to 0, so we can write the answer. Right? Now, case second. If your right hand side is in the form of sine or cos, then what will be the particular integral? So 1 upon fd square sine ax is equal to 1 upon f minus a square sine ax. That means you will put d square is equal to minus a square. Right? In your fd means if you have a function of d, then what will you do? You will do put d square is equal to minus a square. Right? No no any other things. Just write put d square is equal to minus a square, not minus a whole square, minus a square. Right? So 1 upon f d square cos ax, same rule will be applicable, 1 upon f minus a square cos ax, and provided the condition f minus a does not equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, then what we will do? Apply the same rule as in the exponential form. So 1 upon f d square sin ax, so if this is 0, then multiply by x, 1 upon f dash d square sin ax, then again you can put minus a square if you are getting d square there, right? Same as in the cos ax form. Then again, if you are getting this value is equal to 0, then again multiply by x and differentiate, then what you are getting. So there is a question here, solve d square plus 4 of y is equal to cos 2x. So auxiliary equation will be m square plus 4 is equal to 0. So m square is equal to minus 4, and we are getting minus here. So m square is equal to 4 iota square, m is equal to plus minus 2y. So cf is equal to c1 cos 2x plus c2 sin 2x. We are applying the imaginary roots formula here. Now for the particular integral, so particular integral will be 1 upon fd cos 2x. So d 1 upon fd means 1 upon d square plus 4 cos 2x. So d square you will write minus 4 plus 4, then you are getting 0. That means case fails. So what will you do? You will do just multiply by x, then 1 upon f dash d cos 2x. So d square plus 4 differentiation with respect to d, so d square differentiation 2d, 4 differentiation 0, 1 upon 2d cos 2x, and x by 2. So capital D means d upon dx. So 1 upon d means the integration, d upon dx means differentiation, and 1 by d means dx. So that means integration. So when we will see 1 by d, so what we will do, we will just integrate this part. So cos 2x integration is sin 2x upon 2. So x by 4 sin 2x. So solution you will cf plus pi. So cf plus your pi is x by 4 sin 2x. Right? There is another one example. D square plus a square y is equal to sin ax. So m square plus a square is equal to 0. So m is equal to plus minus ai. Right? So cf is equal to c1 cos ax plus c2 sin ax. Then pi is equal to 1 upon d square plus a square sin ax. So again case fails, so you will multiply by x and differentiate with respect to d. So x upon 2d sin ax, 1 by d, again integration, so minus x upon 2a cos 2x. This is your final answer. Right? There is another case third here. This is your case third. Yeah, case fourth we can see, because first one for sin, first one for the e to the power ax, second one for the sin x, third one for the cos x, right? So case fourth is 1 upon f dx to the power n. There is no sin x, no cos x, no exponential function. If your algebraic function is given x to the power n type, then what we will do? So you will write your fd as fd to the power minus 1 x to the power n. Actually 1 plus fd to the power minus 1. So we will better understand by the example. So d square plus 5d plus 4 of y is equal to 3 minus 2x. So auxiliary equation will be m square plus 5m plus 4 is equal to 0. So we can solve this. So our roots are minus 1 minus 4. So CF will be this, right? Now pi is equal to 1 upon d square plus 5d plus 4, 3 minus 2x. So 3 is a constant term. So we will divide into two parts. So 3 upon this one plus 2x upon this one, right? If 3 is a constant term, so what the solution of this one, we can write here e to the power 0 into x, because e to the power 0 value is 1. So we can write e to the power 0x, because we can apply here exponential function rule, case 1. Now here 2x is here. So important part is this. So we can write this equation as 1 plus fd type. So for the 1 plus fd type, you will take 4 common. So 4 is outside, so 1 plus d square plus 5d upon 4 into 2x, right? Here exponential case is applicable. D is equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 plus 4 minus 2 upon 4. 1 plus d square plus 5d upon 4 to the power minus 1. In denominator, we are converting into numerator. So the power will be minus 1. Right? Now 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2, 1 minus, now we are applying binomial expansion. So binomial expansion is 1 minus x to the power n is equal to 1 minus nx plus nn minus 1 upon 2 factorial x square minus nn minus 1 minus 2 upon 3 factorial x cube plus and so on. So just apply here. So 1 plus nx, yeah, 1 minus nx. So 1 minus n is minus 1, x means this part, d square plus 5d plus 4, right? And outside is x is here. And we will expand the binomial expansion till the power of the, it's depend on the power of the x. So power of the x is here 1. So we will expand it only one terms. Here power is one, first term is nx. So just stop here. If power is x square here, then you will expand in the second term, means x square by 2 factorial, right? So just multiplies 3 by 4 minus half x minus d square x upon 4 minus 5 dx upon 4. So d square means derivative, you are differentiating second time. So first derivative of x is 1, second derivative will be 0, because constant differentiation is 0, and here differentiation is 1. So 5 by 8 minus x by 2, just solve this and you will get CF plus PI is equal to final answer. So there I have already discussed 3-4 cases, and I think one more case will be here. After that I will stop and I will discuss linear differential equation with variable coefficient, right? So this topic I will discuss tomorrow in our next lecture, right? Thank you.